We learn about the Jews of Estonia and how Christians are standing with them. This is ALIYAH News. Members from our international team visited Estonia to meet with a small but growing Jewish community there, hear about their tumultuous history during World War II, and learn how Christians are working alongside them to ensure their stories continue to be told from generation to generation. To explore the history of Jews in Estonia, we must first go back to the 18th century, where the Estonians were part of the Russian Empire until 1918. Jews were generally restricted to an area called the Pale of Settlement within the Soviet Union, but certain individuals, such as soldiers, professionals, and university graduates, were permitted to live outside of these restrictions, thereby opening the way for Jewish life in Estonia. By the late 19th century, a small Jewish community began in cities such as Tallinn, Tartu, and Narva. With time, these communities eventually became established, and individuals worked in trade, craft, medicine, and law. After Estonia declared independence in 1918, the Jews were able to enjoy the liberal policies which gave freedom and legitimacy to their status. Estonia granted full civil rights to Jews, giving them freedom and self-organization. In 1926, a law was passed which gave Jews the power to elect a Jewish cultural council, manage schools and institutions, and receive state subsidiaries. It became the first country in the world to grant such legal autonomy to Jews. By the late 1930s, Estonia had 3 Jewish elementary schools, a high school, several synagogues, libraries, a sports club, and Yiddish and Hebrew were taught among them. Anti-Semitism was rare.
Molotov and von Ribbentrop got together.
In 1940, the Soviet Union occupied Estonia with its secret pact with Nazi Germany. This was called the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, which established secret spheres of influence for Germany and the Soviet Union. Part of this deal meant that Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, and Finland fell under Soviet control. As a consequence, all Jewish organizations, schools, and groups were shut down. Jewish property was nationalized. Some Jewish leaders were arrested, deported, and executed, and an estimated 400 to 500 Estonian Jews were deported to Siberia. It's important to note that this deportation saved the lives of those who were taken. In July 1941, Germany invaded Estonia with the help of local collaborators. They quickly identified and executed the remaining Jewish population, and by the end of 1941, Estonia was the first country to declare its land Judenfrei. This meant that the remaining 950 who were not previously deported were murdered. After World War II, only a few survived, either by hiding their identity or as residents who returned from their previous deportation, but the original Jewish community was destroyed. Under Soviet rule, the Jewish cultural and religious life was restricted. It was only after Estonia's restoration of independence from the USSR in 1991 that Jewish life has gradually revived. In 2007, a new synagogue was opened in Tallinn, with the eventual establishment of Jewish organizations, Sunday schools, and cultural centers. We met with the leader of the Jewish community in Tartu, who shared with us about the challenges, growth, and hopes that they have for the future.
As a small Jewish community here, of course, we face some challenges, but we are a very small community. We are about 80 people here. We have also a Sunday club that started like 2 weeks ago. That again, we are gathering to speak about history of the Jewish Tartu. Because our history is very intricate here. It's a vast, it's a big, and there is a lot to speak about, and some of the members even don't know about it. Not to forget, because it's very easy to forget what we had here in Estonia. It's very hard to be Jew, and it's always hard to be Jew, not when you are in Israel. But here in Estonia, after the 7th of October, it was very hard for them.
Our delegation was then taken to a neglected Jewish cemetery. Jews and Christians have pledged to help build a memorial at this destroyed place.
Here is the old Jewish cemetery place. This cemetery was started somewhere 1870, 1860, and it was closed down 1940-42, before Second World War. Like you see, there is forest, but inside this forest is actually the old cemetery. There is still these stones. You can see the David's mark and also the Hebrew names, and soon we also do a short trip to this area.
Christians from Estonia, together with the Jewish community, have on their heart to establish here a monument to just remember that here was a Jewish life. And I mean, the Jewish community on this place is very small. Only a few survived the Nazis and the Holocaust.
This is main driving force is local Jewish community, together with Christians and together with Tallinn Jewish community. Area goes to somewhere 100 meters to that direction and 30-40 meters to that direction. Total is 4,000 square meters is this area.
It's now in the process that they erect like a memorial where people can come here and pray, and also Jewish people to find the place where their forefathers are buried.
In nations like Estonia, where the Jewish community is small and relatively isolated, having local police protection and community support is of a great importance. Christian collaboration and funding for projects such as the cemetery renovations helps to ensure local history is preserved, retelling the significant stories of harrowing anti-Semitism and the thriving Jewish life which Estonian Jews have lived. It is a privilege to hear these stories and stand alongside Jewish communities here and elsewhere in the world, being a part of the preservation of the past and also in building the future of the next generation. Only be careful and watch yourselves closely that you do not forget the things your eyes have seen or let them fade from your heart as long as you live. Teach them to your children and to their children after them. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the Ebenezer Operation Exodus YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. See you next time.